Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm waiting for some more people to come into the chat and then I'm gonna get started. What's up, Yvette, Lazy Man Hustle, Princess Fiona, Wavy, J Black. What's going on, IDK, Austin, Typhoon Class, Ashton Lewis? And to answer your question, well, what you said, yes, it was. I finished the entire series yesterday. And to answer Lazy Man's Hustle, you said, what's my favorite version of Black Panther? I don't know. I guess you could say the current one right now. I didn't really get a chance to read all the comics as it pertains um to the character, except for outside of the film. Like I should have. Oh yeah, I take that back. I like the cartoon version that BET did. What's going on, Nina Labella, Gwen B? Make sure y'all hit the like button when y'all come into the chat, into the room. Francis Fillon said Serene is my favorite superhero. Well, you were too kind. I never had anybody call me the superhero before. And if you would like to, you can also donate to the PayPal. I just posted the link in the chat. Yeah, but I'm waiting for a few more people to get in here before I actually get started. I'm surprised that people. What's going on, Kendra? I'm surprised that people who are in this chat right now didn't notice something about the live stream. No one has pointed it out yet. And if you are following me on Twitter, I'm very surprised you didn't point it out because it's something I mentioned yesterday. Nope, Wavy J, that's not it. Okay, so did y'all notice that I'm live streaming from my main channel? I've never live streamed from my main channel. This is the first time I've live streamed on my main channel since I've had it. Yesterday, that strike got removed from my channel. So now I can live stream again for the first time ever on this channel. You're about to find out, Made Man 281. I'm trying to get everything set up. So now I'm pretty much back with a, I guess you could say, a quote unquote clean channel. I don't think I've live streamed on this channel before. The reason why I know I haven't, because I don't have any moderators on this channel. I just made you and a couple of other people moderators just now. That's how I know I haven't live streamed on this channel. Because if y'all remember, when I created this channel, I had got a strike almost instantly as soon as I made it, and I had to create a whole nother channel because of that. So I think this is the first time I've ever live streamed on this channel. But yes, this is going to be the topic of discussion this evening. I could have easily done this in the form of a video, which I almost did, but this story had so many layers to it that I said I have to do it in the form of a live stream, and I wanted to see people's reaction in real time. Because I wasn't going to talk about it, but then when I had learned of different things, I said, you know what? I'm just going to break down and actually just talk about it. Because this was one of the most tragic stories that probably happened this week outside of what happened to Antoine Rose. Well, this is my main. That's right. Who you just asked. This is not the original Turian Rain channel. That one had over 15,000 subscribers. This is the new main channel right here that I'm operating on. Which, by the way, I just hit 7K subscribers on, I think, this morning. Thank you. But yeah, before so I'm gonna just go ahead and get started, and anyone else who comes in, they'll just come in. I can actually, I'm actually reading this. I'm going off of my Mac, and I'm reading your comments at the same time. But basically, this story came out of the Bronx, New York. For shout out to all my New York subscribers, by the way. And when I first heard about this story, I was like, wow, this is just absolutely crazy. And seeing everything that happened to this kid in real time. What's going on, Mr. Dwayne? It was just like I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Like I couldn't bear to watch that video any further. And then I was like, is more to it as well. I'm like, okay. But anyway, you had this 15-year-old kid who you can see right here in the picture, and he goes by the name of Junior. I'm not sure of what his last name is. And he was in a bodega, which I found out because I was listening to Lovely T today, and I was getting more information from her. And he lived in above the bodega, because for those of you who are from New York, know that there's like apartment complexes that are above the bodega, which for New Yorkers is basically their version of a corner store. And they have very good food, by the way. If you haven't gone to a bodega before, you're doing yourself a disservice. But he came downstairs, and it clearly was a setup. It definitely was a setup, where he was unfortunately greeted by 5 individuals who had knives and machetes, and they just immediately started attacking him in the store. Now, the version of the video that I saw, the angle, was they were literally pulling him out of the store by, like, it looked like by his head. You know how when a woman is giving birth and she's pushing a child out, out of her womb, and they're pulling it by the head or using some kind of vacuum suction to pull the baby out. That's what it looked like. Like, I can tell it looked like it hurt. And he's like hanging on to the door, trying to hold on for dear life. And by the time they get, when they pull him out of the door, he's getting stabbed with knives, and they have knives and machetes. So they are like cutting and hacking him up, and it's just a bloody mess. And then all of a sudden they just scatter like roaches. And then when I swipe over, I see a video of him laying out in front of a hospital. Basically, what ended up happening is this kid, he ended up going to the hospital or walking to the hospital by himself, bleeding to death. And he takes his last breaths at the hospital. And you can actually see that also in, recording it and videoing it as well. It's really messed up. I can only imagine what his family had to go through, because like I said, he lived above the bodega. So his family was there. His family was just a couple of floors above him while this is happening. Imagine having to come downstairs and hearing all this commotion and finding out that your son or your loved one is getting hacked to death inside of a store. And you don't know what is going on. All you know is you don't know where your kid is. And then he walked to the hospital, and then that's when they found out that their son or loved one was dead. And when I saw that footage, it's like it looked like something straight out of a horror movie. And basically what happened was, this was one big case of mistaken identity. Now, what I'm going to do is pull up a picture, if I can find it, of who they were supposed to be looking for. Okay, if y'all can see it on the screen. This is the one on right here on the left. That's who they said they were supposed to be looking for. But this is the boy that they ended up killing. Now, the reason they said that they went after him is because this kid right here had sex, or I think they said had a threesome or something with one of the guy's sister, and they put the video of them having sex or having, you know, basically, no, it was either a threesome or a train. They ran a train on. I think they ran a train on her, and they put it on Facebook, and it got back to one of the guys who was the brother of the sister, and they went and they thought it was him, but it was really him, and killed him. So it was basically a case of mistaken identity, and it was 5 of them, by the way. I mean, I can see the similarities there and see where the confusion could have came from, but at the same time, like, it's just y'all killed the wrong person that you were going after. Now, to my knowledge, to what's going on, information man. Now, to my knowledge, 2 of the 5 men who were involved with this attack have been caught. One of them, they said the mother of one of the people that did it actually turned her son in. And then it was another one, and I'm not sure how true this is. They said he tried to make a head for the border. He tried to go to the Dominican Republic. He tried to flee the country, the establishment. But they managed to get him before that could actually happen, because all 5 men's faces are clear as day on the surveillance cameras. So they didn't even hide their faces. So we know what all of them look like. Exactly. That's right. I agree. Whether they got the right person or not, it was still not right for what they did. It was not that serious. And I definitely think that the way that they came up in there with those machetes and knives, you can't tell me they were not in a gang. You can't tell me they weren't. Exactly, Kendra. That's exactly what Lovely T said in her live stream today. She said, "How you gonna get mad and kill somebody because your sister was being a thought?" They said you should have confronted your sister, not the boy that you thought put the video out there. Exactly. That's why I'm glad you see we on the same picture here. You should have been mad at the sister, not at the boy. She was the one that agreed to have that train ran on her. And she was probably the one that was up for having the video put on Facebook. And you know what's interesting? We have not yet heard from the sister. We don't even know who the sister is or who the sister is related to, like which of the guys she's related to. I hope they get the rest of them too. So now we have an innocent kid who's dead and I'm glad they cleared all of this up, because the first things that went out was that we can clearly tell it was a hit. The first things that went out was they said Junior was in a gang. I'm glad they cleared up and said that he wasn't in the gang, because you know what they was getting ready to do? They was getting ready to say, oh, he's in a gang. So he, hey, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. You live by the streets, you die by the streets. They was literally about to go with that angle until the truth came out. And then they had to quickly retract what they was getting ready to put out to the world for people to see. True, Kendra. I didn't think of that. Kendra said, I wonder if the sister told him that she was raped before all this came out, and that's why they went after her. I wouldn't be surprised if she did, because a lot of girls of all ages will pull some stuff like that if they feel they are embarrassed or exposed in order to clear themselves of their thoughtness. But either way, it's like I said, it's a sad story all the way around. Like an innocent kid just lost his life, and now another one. This guy right here, he probably trying to lay as low as possible. Cavity Creepy said, "What happened?" Well, to give you the summary version of it, basically, this kid right here that you see on the right was killed in a mistaken identity, I guess you can say, attack. And it's like, do I really want to go from there? It's really brutal. Like, maybe you can run the playback when it's when I finish the live stream, and you'll be able to hear it. I wouldn't be surprised, Ashton. You said I wouldn't be surprised if she did say something or lie and say that she was raped or sexually assaulted or whatever. And I think someone has said that in the video she was hiding her face. So she clearly didn't want to be seen, but she definitely didn't mind not turning down having that train ran on her. What's up, Jarvis? But yeah, like that was probably one of the most gruesome sights I have seen in quite some time. Like to see that actually happen. And usually they'll edit stuff like that out, but this one was like fully unedited. It was a straight out massacre. As you said, the girl is white. I highly doubt the girl is white, because if the girl, because I've seen all 5 of the guys that were involved with his death, and none of them guys is white. A couple of them look like they could be us, but they're clearly quote unquote Dominican, even though 2 of them look like they are on the more darker side of the game, if you get what I mean. What's up, Keith? Let me see if I can pull up a picture of the guys who were involved with the stabbing. Hold on. Because I know it's got to be a picture around here somewhere. Well, you know what? Here's a pic. Here it is right here. Here's a picture of all 5 of the guys that were involved with his murder. This one right here in the middle, they caught him. I think he was one. He was the one, I think, that tried to flee to the Dominican Republic. No, they weren't hiding her face. She was hiding her face in the video. Like someone has said, they said when the video went out, they said that she was hiding her face in the video. Like she probably had her hand covered, or maybe she had a pillow covering her face. I didn't watch it. I wouldn't watch it, but like I said, to keep herself from revealing herself. But eventually they did find out that it was her. Now it was some people who were saying that they were very upset that the owners of the bodega stood there and did nothing, or the people that were standing around didn't do anything. And you know what? At first, I could understand why people were saying that, but I think a lot of them were saying that out of anger, and I can understand that. But you got to understand, these guys came in there and had knives and machetes. What's going on, Black Rage? They had knives and machetes. Imagine you trying to go and intervene with something like that, and they are hacking somebody up in one swing back, and they will cut you. If you even try to intervene, they will kill you. The only way they would have been able to stop them is if they had a projectile weapon like a gun. And from the way that they did that, the way that they looked, I don't know if they had a weapon on them, but also at the same time, when you're looking at something like that, you're stuck in a state of shock. It's almost like you're frozen. You like, hold on, is this happening right now in front of me right now? Like, I'm gonna ask the people in the chat, have you ever been in a store and seen people come in there with knives and machetes and drag them outside of the store and just start hacking away at them? And if you have, what was your reaction? What's going on, Treehouse, the remix? What's going on, Mimi Doll? Exactly. It sounds like something out of The Purge. Ironically, the first Purge comes out in what was it, 2 weeks? I think in 2 weeks. Exactly, Kendra. Like she said, no one would know how to react, even if the owner did have a gun. He wouldn't know how to react. It's a state of shock, like you're watching someone literally get cut up in front of you and dragged out of the store and getting killed like that. And the thing is, when you own stores like that, they probably deal with all types of people all the time. But this is probably the first time they've ever seen something like that before in their life, or in the times of them being the owners of that store. So I can't really put too much harshness on the owners of the store or the people that was around. Now, what I will say is I wish people did not record it. Those who had video, like, cameras on their phones. I wish they didn't record him bleeding out at the hospital. Like, we didn't need to see all of that. Now, whatever the surveillance cameras picked up, that's good for investigation purposes. And then I saw people saying, well, the cops didn't do anything either. Well, I said, there were no cops around. How would they have known that this was going to happen? I never forget the time when I was in high school and we was on our way to picking up somebody on the bus. And it was a lot of traffic going by and everything like that. And we saw caution tape and so many police cars out there. I was like, oh, this is serious. And it was at somebody's house. We looked out the window and we saw somebody's body laying out in the driveway. I came home from school that day, and on the news, it was saying how there was a dead body found in a driveway, and it was the same exact driveway that I saw on my way to school that morning. That was a traumatic experience for me, because that means I think that person was murdered and somebody dumped their body there. Same thing happened again when I was in high school, when I saw a dead body, and we was on my way to school, ironically, and we just saw a body laid out in the street covered in a white sheet with a blood trail. That person, I don't know if they were stabbed or if they were shot, but all we knew is they were dead. That was traumatic for me. Imagine me seeing that at 14, 15 years of age. But also, when it comes to situations like this, you have to make sure that you don't become desensitized to this. Don't think of it as a I guess you could say as a thing where, oh, it happens all the time. Let's just move on. This kind of thing doesn't happen all the time, or at least not to the point where we would see it like this. But it's crazy though. It really is. Like, I don't know what else more to say as it pertains to this story. I'm just glad that I was able to do this in the form of a live stream. And it's so crazy because the first live stream on this channel, this wasn't what I had intended it to be. It was going to be more of a more livelier live stream, like ones I'm used to doing. But I said I had to talk about this. It was either going to be tonight or I was going to wait until tomorrow to do it. But I said I need to like get this out in the open right now while the thoughts are still fresh in my mind. But you can best and believe they are going to do their best to find the other three. This is going to be a long, ongoing investigation. There's probably going to be a lot of updates to come. But I can tell you this right now: all the guys, they are all going to serve some major jail time. There's no way they gonna allow them to walk away from this. They are most likely all gonna get life in prison. Exactly, Ash. And they gonna throw the entire book, not just book, but books, plural with an S. And they gonna slam the gauntlet down on their ass, bump a gavel. What's going on, BO9263? But yeah, I am one thing I am what's going on, BB Vanderdine. But I am glad that I'm able to live stream on this channel again. It's been well for the first time, I believe. Haven't live streamed to I guess you can say a wider audience in so long, and I can understand why my viewer counts is kind of low, even with me having these many subscribers. Probably because of the time that it is, and it was without warning. It wasn't like uh a preset live stream like I usually do. But that's fine because I'm just getting back into the motion of doing the live streams on with a bigger audience. Oh, no problem. Yeah, yeah, DJ. They well see if they were already in a gang, DJ, they probably are ready threw away their lives. It's just that now their lives are they're really done now. All right, Treehouse the Remix. You have a good night. Yeah, I'm about to actually cut the stream myself. I just wanted to come on to this stream and you know, bring you this story. Some of you may not have been aware of it, and I can tell by the way that some of you reacted in the comment section. Some of you didn't or were not aware of this story. I would go like a little bit longer, but it is late and I did work an 8-hour shift today. And I if I had waited to do this tomorrow, I probably would have opened up the chat so y'all can interact and give your opinions on the story as well. But that's fine because I will do more live streams and then I'll do them more earlier in the day. You know how for those of you who are not familiar, when we was doing the whole NFL boycott last year, on every Sunday at 1 o'clock p.m. I will always do a live stream, and that one gained a lot of attention. Like I either did the live stream by myself or I had other people on the panel with me, and we would just be talking about whatever happened that week. As long as I can keep my channel in good standing, I would probably do that again when the season gets started. So let's hope and hold out that that actually happens because we had fun with those. What's going on, Shaw Willie? Yeah, BB Vanden, you actually are kind of late with the stream, so you will have to listen to the playback because I'm actually about to cut it off. You're right, live from NYC. You said sad thing is getting locked up for violence is a way to move up in rank for these gang members. Unfortunately, they need to send them to Rikers. Send them to the roughest prison possible. Oh, that's what's up, information man. If you can send me a link to that, I would definitely appreciate it because I would love to listen to it. Y'all better listen to Shaw Willie when she said get the likes up, and I'm gonna actually give her a wrench. Okay, you said 6 p.m. Eastern time. I should be free at that time. Oh, without a doubt, Black Rage, it is still on. It's not going anywhere. I'm just reassuring because some people were on may not have been familiar with my Sunday afternoon live streams that used to go on for 3+ hours, sometimes 5. We had fun with those. But yeah, y'all, I'm about to get off this live stream, this hangout, whatever you want to call it. I should be doing another one soon. I don't know what the topic will be, but it'll be earlier in the day. It won't be this late. I actually hate when I have to do these kind of live streams. No, Rikers, I think is still alive. I'm not still alive. Well, I guess you could say still alive, but Rikers is still around because remember they put Khalif Browder in Rikers, and that was what back in what 2000 what 13. So I think Rikers is still there. I'm not sure, but we all know Rikers is known for being one of the roughest prisons in the establishment. What's going on, Julius? But yeah, y'all, I'm about to get off here. Y'all have a good night. Stay tuned and look out for more videos. Share this post with as many people as possible. If you know anybody who would care to listen to it. And I will definitely talk to y'all in the next one.